Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Stream. It's your girl Maria Park, and I'm here with a wonderful ATN favorite, Blerd without fear. At this point, the only Blerd that matters in my life. And we are here to talk about Falcon and Soldier S4, and we're going to talk about Godzilla versus. Even though a lot of people I know have said this to me over the phone and in various places, it should have been called Kong versus Godzilla. And I agree with that. It tracks. But let's start with Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4, because we had some seriousness. I'm not going to recap this, guys, because if you're watching this, you have already watched this damn episode, so we're not going to do this today. We're going to talk about the good bits. The good bits. Number 1, John Walker has lost his effing mind. He has lost his mind. He pulled a Captain America on Iron Man moment in the courtyard. He was like, the shell.
See, this is what happens when, like, so basically we basically got a taste of what would have happened if Captain America would have, if Steve would have done what he did to Tony in Civil War, had Tony not had a suit of metal surrounding his body. We now have hard confirmation that it would have killed him.
Yep, he would have killed him. There was endgame stuff, guys. You know my allergies are bad. Just bear with me. Like, we have this conversation in every stream. But yeah, when I saw that scene, when I saw that poor guy, and think about the irony of this, okay? Think of the irony of the fact that this man just hardcore told Kylie, said, "Oh, I was always a Captain America fan when I was younger," and then he got murdered by effing Captain America.
he got killed by the Wish, the Wish brand version is the Wish store version of Captain America. Actually, there was actually some cool moments in this episode. Did you notice some of the callbacks to First Avenger in this episode? Like when Battlestar and John Walker, they kick in the door and he comes in with the gun and the shield. It's actually a callback to the same scene that's in First Avenger, where Steve does the same thing. He's got like Bucky and the Howling Commandos and everybody behind him. It was slick. It was real slick. I actually thought
you're right. Just like in the stairway. If you look at the stairway and like that balcony, it does look like the same building they were in. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
it wouldn't shock me if it actually was shot in the same building.
Well, they probably got license for it. It probably was the same money.
Like, can we shoot over Warehouse 13? Yeah. Same one we shot the First Avenger in. Yeah, for that one. Nobody's using it? Okay, cool. Let's get in here.
Well, no, I thought it like I said, I'm 100% certain that Civil War, that whole fountain scene, that was definitely, Steve beating Tony's butt.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of Captain America callbacks.
Yeah, there were a
like
ton.
Previous movie callbacks in this.
There were well, and then they had stuff that were Disney related, like the Turkish Delight. Mm-hmm. That is a shot at the Chronicles of Narnia if I've ever heard one. And that's exactly how the White Witch would get you. You want some Turkish Delight? I'm going to get some damn Turkish Delight. No good. No good.
I think that was probably their way of saying, hey, remember, he's the bad guy.
Yep.
You folks that were laughing and skinning and grinning, this man, let's not forget this man clapped King T'Chaka. Let's not forget about that.
And speaking of, let's talk about my favorite moment.
So I want real quick before we get into this, because we saw 2 Dora Milaje. We saw Ayo, and there was another one who went unnamed. I wonder.
Well, in the credits, her name was like Nimal or something. There's
okay. I didn't see her name in the credits. Okay, I was curious if it was Anika, because in the comics they have a thing.
Well, yeah, Anika is the reason that Anya decides to betray T'Challa, and they want to have an independent Wakanda nation. So I know it. That's my queer girl. I got her story. That's why that's how they became Midnight Angels.
I was like, are they slick set this up? I was like, okay, if they are, they are. If they're not, it's whatever.
Well, and I don't know which one was the mall. I didn't look at the actresses' pictures because they had their names in the credits.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought the same thing when she slammed she slammed it down and the shield came up her arm. I'm like, oh, that's
yeah, that's what I thought. Well, actually, I thought that was once again another callback to previous. I mean, technically, he does it in every movie just about, but just like a callback to just that whole scene, just the way they were literally beating the fruit snacks out of John Walker and Lamar, and I was just like, and I loved the line like after the whole thing was over, where he's like, they weren't even super soldiers.
I know. But look, don't feel bad because the Melage is gonna kick everybody's ass.
The way Ayo was swinging that spear. Well, I mean, like the way Ayo was she was swinging that spear around, like she was spinning it around the neck, and when she swung it around and popped that motherfucker with it, I was like, and then when she threw it, I thought she was legit gonna like impale him, but then she like actually kept him from getting the shield, like she pinned the strap down. I was like, Lord,
and he couldn't pick it up. He was like, oh. I was like, yeah, those Medal of Honors don't mean shit now, do they?
The 3 Medal of Honors, no, you keep them.
Medal getting your A kick. But
call me when you got that. Call me when you done went to Wakanda and studied. Oh, speaking of the move that Ayo put on Bucky. That's
a fail safe though, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, it's a fail safe.
Yeah, He didn't even know he had it because he didn't know he had it. Like, didn't know. Like, we don't trust you, fool. You a colonizer.
It's like she literally hit him. Like honestly, when she did it, I was like, is she about to put the 5-point palm exploding heart technique on this motherfucker? Because she came and she was like, pep, 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 pep. And then the arm just like, I was like, Lord. I was like, she literally just disarmed Bucky.
I like the look on his face. He was like, what? Where'd my arm go? It comes off?
I was like, wait a minute. Damn. I love how it was just a minor inconvenience. So he just literally reached. Like the first one, I was like, is he going to be able to put that motherfucker back on? And he just like, and it was back. And I was like, oh, this is a minor inconvenience. You could just pick it up. If she'd have let you. But
well, I mean, he did have respect for her because she is the one that helped him break his brainwashing, like saying all the Russian words that would trigger him, and I love that line though. She's like, don't worry, I will stop you from hurting anyone. And I'm like, I believe you too. I believe you. She wasn't just saying it.
Look, you the winter soldier, but I'm summertime in this motherfucker. I get you. Like, I'll whip that ass. Spring,
But no, that whole situation. But no, John Walker was pissing me off this entire episode. And I get it because he has an inferiority complex. I have said this in other reviews. He is he compares himself to Steve Rogers, where it makes no sense to, because you are you were a soldier, but this man has been a super soldier from day one. Like, he had the serum going early on. So it's not like all the missions that he's known for, he already was Captain America in some scope. You did all this stuff and accomplished all this stuff without a serum. So really you should be like, hey, I can do shit too. But his whole inferiority complex with him is just so strong that he's down on himself. And like, it really made me upset because in my mind, and again, this does happen in the comics, Battlestar takes the serum just along with John Walker. John Walker is not as crazy in the comics, by the way.
he's more, well, I think what they did, it's, and I've talked about this on my channel a bit too, but what they did, because, okay, for those who aren't familiar, John Walker, aka U.S. agent, used to be, and kind of, actually, no, fuck that, he still is. He is a problematic character because he's basically right wing, like damn near alt-right wing Captain America. Like, he's very much a conservative. He's very much anything that Steve is down for. You can probably bet your ass John Walker isn't. Like, it just is what it is. But the funny thing to me about the whole idea is that when they put this character in, I was like, are they gonna let him be as problematic in the show as he is in the comics, where he's kind of like saying off-color racist shit and being kind of like just being a straight up asshole. And what they did is, because I love how in this, I think it was the second episode, They literally wanted to let you know, no, this man is not a racist. This man literally this dude has a black girlfriend.
I thought she was black, or like maybe
or like half black, half Hispanic. Like one of he has a
minority
woman of
girlfriend.
color. Yeah, he has a woman of color as his girlfriend, maybe possibly wife. He has a black best friend. Man went to a majority black high school. They're like, look, we want you to know this man is not problematic in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But the thing they do make sure you know about him from the jump, when he is first introduced in that he's introduced in the first episode, when we get to know him in the second episode, is that he has anger issues. That he has look, what's the first thing Lamar says? That you can't punch your way out of this one. This is a problem you can't punch your way out of. You can't and it's constantly coming up throughout the second and third episode that this guy is a hothead, and that at some point, if he doesn't get his way, he's gonna snap. And I think that so basically what Marvel did is they traded his conservatism and his problematic beliefs and attitude. They traded it for a guy who is just straight up like he just has anger management issues. And it's a good trade-off, because I mean, honestly, I didn't want racist Captain America, in the show, but I think it was a good move. It's just, man,
he's just so stupid though. Like,
yeah.
And
he makes bad choices.
Yeah, well, Lamar's like, you always keep your cool and make awesome choices in the heat of battle. I'm like, are we still talking about the same guy? Like, no, we're not, because I mean, he was stupid this whole episode. I'm like, who are we talking about? When Sam was talking Carly down, her down,
he had her. He actually had her.
He had her. He had her. And here he comes, you're under arrest. I'm like, you gotta be effing kidding me, right? And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. As much as I love Falcon, I'm a big Falcon fan. I don't hate Winter Soldier. The only problem I ever had in MCU is I didn't like Captain America. But my issue is that they are making my boys dumb. Why are they making my boys dumb, Ernie? Baron effing Zemo is sneaky as hell. Nobody's watching this. This man has crawled out this damn door how many times and got away from you? And they're like, nah, we dealing with drama. No, one of you deal with the drama. The other one, you watch his A, because we already know that he's doing shit. What?
Well, you know what it is? I think, honestly, it's one of those scenarios where you look at the type of story this is. This is for all intents and purposes, it's a buddy cop type deal. So, like, people have to make dumb decisions or make, like, weird off-color choices just to suit the narrative, like, because there's no mystery. There's no mystery in any of this. We know everything that's happening. Like we all know Zemo's a turd and he's always going to get away. We know that the clear villain in this is the power broker, and that Carly Morgenthau is just kind of like a proxy, kind of like they're putting her front and center as if she is the villain, but we all know deep down she's not going to be the villain by the end of this.
She's the anti-hero.
Right, she's the anti-hero in all this, and just so happens that it's going to take some time. By the time we get to, I actually think probably by the time we get to the 5th episode, which will be like the penultimate episode in all this, I think we'll finally kind of get her and Sam exactly on the same page. And then with everything that just happened with John Walker and him literally clapping a dude in broad daylight with camera phones everywhere for Queen and Country to see, I think what's going to wind up happening is we're going to see John Walker either the government is going to be like, justifiable homicide in the line of duty, or because the guy is brown. The guy he killed was brown. Let's keep this. Let's not forget this guy was brown. They're going to say, it was justifiable homicide in the line of duty. We've seen this in real life. Or what they're going to do is they're going to go in the back and say, oh, man, we got to take S.H.I.E.L.D. from you. And this is where we see him become U.S. agent. Or it may be something that happens once the show is wrapped.
Secret Invasion, he'll be U.S. agent.
Yeah, Secret Invasion. I whatever happens by the end of this, he will not be Captain America after this series is up. he will ultimately wind up being, because he's already wearing the costume. He just has to change the blue to black, and then you've got USA.
Well, now he all over the internet now. He's on social media. He's not wearing the blue anymore.
Yeah. No, that you wearing black now, buddy. You
are, yeah.
He's done the my wrestling fans will know what I'm talking about here. Where he's gonna pull the classic heel thing where he's gonna come out with new music. He's gonna have new music. He's have a new haircut. He's got a new costume. He's have some guy liner, like underneath the helmet, where he's have some guy liner on, like how Batman has on the mask. He has to black everything else. So you just see the eyes. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? That's gonna happen.
No,
that's gonna happen.
He's gonna be the new Undertaker. Was the way the Undertaker started off, looking like the Crow? He's gonna look like that.
Look, I mean, just it is what it is. Yeah, look, he disappears for about 6 to 8 months because he's on vacation, and he's gonna come back. And he's having new costume, new look, new music, everything. And it's gonna make it crazy.
I don't see a problem with that, Ernie.
I don't either. I
mean, it's a lot cooler than the crap that's happening right now.
Well, I mean, like all in all, I feel like John Walker serves his purpose, because I feel like at the end of it all, we're not supposed to like him. Like we're not supposed to. I mean, I think we're supposed to empathize with him on some level, just because you can tell early on he does just want to be the best he can be. He knows he has big shoes to fill, and he
wants
knows
to be Steve Rogers.
He wants to be, but the thing is, I don't think he wants to admit it to himself.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want, like you said, it's inferiority complex. Yep. Like and he doesn't like you can see he's trying to do the right things, but the thing is, he ultimately makes bad choices, which is what separates him from being the guy he wants to be and becoming the character that ultimately we know he's going to become.
I agree with that, and plus he's an idiot. So he's a damn idiot. Just give the damn serum to Lamar. Lamar said when he said, "Hey, Lamar, would you take the serum?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" I'm like, "Here you go." Take it.
Well, it's funny to me because, for those of you who are not familiar with the comics, this is roughly, I mean, in a roundabout way, roughly how John Walker and Lamar got their abilities. They got their powers from the Power Broker. Yep. In the comics. Now it's being done differently, but it was one of those situations where, as the beats were playing out, and Zemo, because when the whole deal falls apart, where John just barges in on Carly and Sam's conversation, which, by the way, once again, was going swimmingly well.
Such an idiot.
But when Zemo catches up with Carly and he gets the vials, he gets her to drop the vials, and one of the things I actually was really proud of, because any other company would have went the other direction. When Zemo picked up that vial and he was staring at it, I was like, you know what? If this was Warner Brothers, this was like a DC property, he would have taken that serum.
Yep. But
he would have taken that serum.
His morals, yeah.
And he would have taken the serum, but he would have destroyed the rest of them.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, oh, please don't do this. And then when he threw it on the ground and broke it, he started smashing all of them. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he wasn't lying. I mean, since when his wife and his son were killed, and he even referenced his son in Turkish Delight, I think he made his choice then that he didn't want any heroes, no super soldiers, nothing.
Not even himself.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't lying. His whole mission is to stop, super soldiers, in any means necessary. He will kill them all. So he will kill the super soldiers. He will kill the people making the serum. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to go after the Power Broker. To be real. Yeah. So I did like that they kept that. I did. There were some questions that I had. I know. First of all, how did Carly get Sam's sister Sarah's number? Did they hack something?
I think they because they've kind of shown themselves to be pretty proficient in getting information. And Sam technically is a public figure. Falcon's a public figure, so it's kind of one of those situations where it's people know who he is. There's no secret that Sam Wilson is the Falcon. So it's one of those deals where I just kind of assumed either they just dug into his in his files and dug up the information, or they just looked that motherfucker up in the phone book and was like, oh call her, get her in on this, and we gonna get some leverage out of this.
I think it's funny that when he went to Isaiah's house, right? And then the two racist cops came, and one of them figured out who he was, but the other one didn't know. But then you go into the whole other ass country, and everybody's like, "We know who you are." I'm like, okay. Different level of the racism there.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hilarious though, because you think about it, like, in Marvel Cinematic Universe, secret identities aren't really a thing. Like, I mean, Spider-Man has a secret identity. Well, he used to.
He goes back and forth. It depends on who's writing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just even like right now, after like everything that happened with Spider-Man spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home, his secret identity is out in the wind. But like up to that point, he maintained a secret identity. Nobody knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. And when you think about, a lot of the other characters, people are like, we know that James Rhodes is War Machine. We know that Steve Rogers is Captain America. Everybody knows Tony Stark is Iron Man, or was Iron Man. They know that, Black Widow is, Natasha Romanoff and Hawkeye. Like, everybody knows who everybody is. Like, there's no, like, and heck, Banner. Everybody knows that Hulk and Banner are, one and the same. It's no secret anymore. And I guess that, it's a situation where it's like, okay, I'm actually surprised that this didn't happen sooner.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's true. But
let me call you Mammy up.
I love how Sarah's like, man, all I'm trying to do is pay for this damn boat. I'm living my best life with my sons, and now I got freaking people terrorists. They're gonna meet me on the back of the damn dock. Well, she's not gonna meet me on the back of the dock because she don't know who I am. I'm like, I take the earrings out. She gonna be going right back to her country. A sad little girl.
Like, look, I don't even fool with Sam like that. That's basically. I don't even fool with Sam.
Nah, I'm just thinking. I'm telling you, you want to meet me where? Behind where? Oh, I'll be there. I'm like, you don't know me like that.
But I did appreciate I do appreciate though that I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of the conversation between Sam and Carly, because I really felt like that was honestly, when it comes to like character moments, I think that was probably one of the best character moments like of any episode up to this point, because you really kind of got to see like Sam really didn't really talk about where his perspectives really lied with all this. And like this episode, like he really kind of came out and was like, no, this is how I feel about the whole thing.
Yeah, he agrees with her. Just her methods are messed up.
Yeah, right.
It's
the classic. This character in any other universe, these two characters will probably be on the same side. Yeah, but this universe is like, nope, you're going about this the wrong way, and I can't rock with you like this. You're gonna have to change your methods. And then of course we look at Lamar.
Hey, hold on right there. Hold on right there. Guys, I'm in my 40s. We having a personal summer. Baby, turn on the air. Okay, now keep going. They know I'm real.
It is okay.
You're being very passionate to me, Ernie, and breaking down some stuff. I'm over here like at 325 bacon.
It's like, hold on,
we can't sweat like this. I'm a minority.
No.
Anyway, but Lamar.
But I liked how they once again were using Lamar, and I think we talked about this kind of briefly beforehand, but I'm not even 100% sure he's dead. Like I think maybe he might just, as Batman likes to believe, he's just asleep.
His pulse is taking a break.
his pulse is asleep. His pulse is out to lunch. But no, something tells me that I don't think we're 100% done with Lamar. I don't even think we're really 100% done with Isaiah Bradley. I think these characters will likely wind up popping up again. The character I think is actually not getting talked about enough, though, is Sharon. Sharon's up to some shit.
Yeah, you saw how she walked through that damn checkpoint. Nobody messed with her. Like she literally walked through an armed checkpoint on the phone. Nobody stopped her. Nobody asked her. And girl had a chauffeur in the last episode. Yeah.
Something tells me she either is the power broker, like she's the either she's working for the power broker as well and just not saying anything, or because we haven't seen the power broker. We don't know what the motherfucker looks like.
Even in the comics, it's very obscure.
Yeah. She could, for all intents and purposes in this universe, be the power broker. She just kind of knew shit. She just knew. I mean, granted,
she has
ex Shield agent. She knows stuff. Yeah, but she knew some stuff that I was just like, she knows way more than what she's letting on. Yep. She knows way more than what she's letting on, and she even the actress was it Emily Van Camp. Mm-hmm. She even kind of alluded to like a reveal with her character coming up in the next couple of episodes. So yeah, something I believe 100% something's up with her. And
she probably is either in League or is because remember, I think in the comics back in the day, she was she became an agent of Red Skull. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
She was working on something and like they left her, and so she was like, "Oh, you're an a-hole, so I'm just gonna join Red Skull." Like,
all right, cool.
And so that kind of lines in with what's happening right now. She's still considered the enemy of the state, but all the people that were worse than her got pardoned. So I mean, it would not shock me if Cap went back and married her aunt. She was pissed about that. She's still enemy of the state. She's either Red Skull or she's working with the power broker or is the power broker. But I mean, it's just interesting because I was just sitting there. She was talking on the phone, walking through that checkpoint with all those guns. I'm like, nah, that is sucks.
Like, yeah, she just walked straight in. Like nobody even so much as batted an eyelash at her when she walked through. It was just like, she's like, no, I run this.
Yep.
She didn't even have to say anything. She
had a chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and then just what like it just they pretty much kind of let us know that of course not everything is what it seems, and there really are no like hardcore mysteries, but like that's probably like the closest thing to a mystery in this whole series is what's up with Sharon Carter, like because I mean she has that's something I didn't even really think about until the previous episode where they were talking about how you guys were on the run, but hey, I helped you guys out and I got pretty much excommunicated. Like I've been out here in these streets solo dolo and having to like make my own way by hook or by crook, and it's I don't know. I feel like they actually finally did some justice to her character, like giving her, because she's really not gotten a whole heap of a lot of screen time. She's always been like a background character.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate her in the comics, but every storyline I ever think about with her, if it's not the whole thing with the Red Skull or that crazy shit in Dimension Z, she's always been, hey, let me go help Steve. Let me try and ask let's Steve. I'm like, the girl had like no personality.
Yeah, she didn't really get anything going for herself until like there was a story arc where like she got like I guess roughly around the same time the Cap was getting older. Like he had lost the super soldier serum. She started getting older too. And then they kind of started doing more with her as a character, but like even then,
wasn't that when she got? Because remember he was stuck in Dimension Z, and then she did something, and then she got stuck, and then she started aging really fast. It's been a minute. Like that's old. I know. Like she was pregnant with was it his baby? And then she ended up getting punched or shot or stabbed.
I don't remember the full. It's been a while, but yeah, it's basically what you need to know about Captain America and Sharon Carter is they have a very complicated and very weird.
Because Cap's like, Peggy.
Look, look, I
don't mind the younger model, but still got it for the old.
I'm just saying, hey, look, hey, hey, sometimes you prefer some with a little more seasoning on it. That's all I'm saying. It's been marinated.
Peggy, look, you garlic, you season all.
She's been marinating. You know what I'm saying? She's been marinating. Hey, I'm not hating on that. Yeah, I'm a guy out here who literally stands by the fact that Helen Mirren has only gotten finer as she has gotten older. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, again, her look. Everybody's problematic in this episode. Sharon shady as hell. Yes. Carly, she is an anti-hero because she doesn't have a problem with killing people, and I get it. She was an orphan. She got taken in by what was her name? What was that woman's name? Mother Danya.
Mother Danya. Yeah, Mother Danya. Mm-hmm.
So she said she clothed me, she fed me, she booked me. She, this was her mom, her mother figure, and her mother figure died. And everybody apparently, when everyone was blipped out, they had the snap. Everybody lived in harmony. That everybody was fed. Everybody was working together. One global
world.
unit.
Yeah.
And then everybody came back and they're like, all right, get out my house.
Well, but the thing is, I think that's the thing they never really explained very well up until this episode. Like, yeah, the Flag Smashers, the whole thing was like, oh, one world, one people, we want to go back to the way things were before the blip. But they never really said why. Because like it was always shorthand. They were like saying, oh, well, the government's more concerned about the people who came back than the people who never left, whoop-de-woo, yada, yada, yada. And then we get to this point where it's like, oh, wait a minute. So basically what you're telling me is that, yeah, the world, because there were less people in it, all these people were coming together. They were talking about, no borders and people coming together, people not worrying about racism and bigotry and misogyny, because it's like, hey, look, we lost half the population and we don't know what's going to happen next. And what little few people are left, we need to come together if we want to keep this going. And it's like, wow, when you think about it, in a way, in a roundabout ass way, Thanos actually kind of helped. but undoing what Thanos did made things, it basically all the old, because everybody came back, all the old tensions, all the old problems, everything was starting to happen again. And it's just like, oh man, y'all made it real hard for a motherfucker to look at Thanos in a bad light.
Every CEO and every corporation got zapped. Like they all gone.
Yeah, all gone. Everything was gone.
Yep.
But the thing is, it's hard to not sympathize with the Flag Smashers in this. Like, and once again, kudos to Marvel, because Marvel's really good about taking characters that no one thinks about in the comics, like the Flag Smasher. No one is talking about Flag. No one is checking for Flag Smasher anywhere in the history of ever in the Marvel Comics universe. But in the MCU, they took this character who was, for all intents and purposes, a throwaway villain.
Yep.
And you've turned this character into a more nuanced and more sympathetic character that has way more layers than I think. Flag
not to
been
mention that originally it was Carl, not Carly, so it was actually a guy, not a girl,
right?
So
you took it and made it special. Like, honestly, I would like to see this character brought over into the comics, because
in the costume, I want to see the costume. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be cool with that.
Because it's awesome. I think that they did a fantastic job.
They really did. Well, I love the actress. Okay, so her name is Erin Kellyman.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, shout out to my biracial. Her dad's Jamaican. Her mom is Irish. My mom is Scottish. She can't be completely cool, but but if you don't, I couldn't put my finger on where I saw her before, and then I happened to look her up on IMDb. I'm like, she was in Solo. She was Infamous.
She was Infamous.
Okay, that's my girl. And what is she in that? She's a leader of pirates, because that's what she was.
Freedom
She's a fighter leader.
Freedom fighter.
I'm like, she was a freedom fighter. So that's probably how she got this role.
And I want to say, because I'm not as familiar with a lot of her stuff as well, but I did know her from Solo. Apparently, she's in a bunch of stuff that has yet to come out that I'm really hyped for, because she's going to be in the Willow series that's supposed to be coming to Disney Plus. And she's also going to be in The Green Knight, which is like a medieval kind of horror fantasy movie that it was supposed to come out last year, but because of COVID and everything, nothing came out that was supposed to come out really. And the release of it got pushed back, and I was like, dude, I got really excited. When all of that came up, but she's in a lot of BBC shows too.
She has a lot of
BBC
stuff.
work.
So yeah.
She's done a lot of stuff, and I'm very curious to see, like, especially now that she's getting that Marvel turn, and also, can we just say, getting a triple Disney bag? Can we just talk about this for a second? Not only is she getting Star Wars money, she's getting MCU money. And now she's getting more Disney money by way of Willow.
And she's getting BBC because she's got 3 upcoming shows. Yeah.
Look, she might be getting BBC in more ways than
1, 2, and 3 BBC.
look, she might be in BBC in more ways than one. We're not going to talk about that. But no, but no, I'm just dude, shout outs to Erin Kellyman getting her propers. She said, no. She said, I'm getting all this money. I'm getting franchise money, baby.
I'm hoping they roll her over to Secret. I think a lot of people are going to be in Secret Invasion. So they may be smaller parts, but I mean, because it's going to be a really large cast. But yes, I think a lot of the survivors, like I'm hoping Battlestar ends up in Secret Invasion.
Yes,
that would be for me. That's how you redeem it, because you're not going to tell me you're about to kill the black man in this MCU show. That's not happening. That is not happening. I will come for you, Kevin. Let's talk about the GRC, or as I like to call it, the new Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Well, actually, more like the Umbrella Corporation. I feel like they're passing out zombie freaking thing. What is their end game? That commercial in the last episode was already messed up to me. That was some WandaVision head game crap right there. There is something up with this GRC. There's something up with them.
Was it the global
repatriation council?
Council. Yeah. Something actually, you know what I wouldn't be surprised by? I wouldn't be surprised if the power broker and the GRC are somehow like aligned. And so like if it's all kind of like, not same thing, but like same umbrella, to reuse the term umbrella again. I don't know. I feel like there's something else going on there. And I will say, one of the things I was actually kind of surprised by, knowing what this show is borrowing from in terms of the comics, I actually am kind of surprised the government has not played more of a role.
I know
in this show, like just based on the whole, we don't want Sam as Captain America. Which, by the way, I want to get your opinion on something here too. While it's fresh in my head, we know at some point because of the trailers that Sam gets the shield back.
Yep.
And we only got 2 episodes left.
I mean, I think that's probably going to be one of the last scenes we get.
It might be. You never know. It might be.
Because Sam has an inferiority complex with Steve as well. Because he worked with him and he idolized him. And when your idol, gives it up, then they're looking at you and he's like, hey, I think you're ready. And you're like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm like, no. I'm like, don't put that on me.
It lends credence to the whole notion that, John is going to be stripped of the title. It lends credence to the fact he's going to be stripped of it. And maybe the government's going to have to come kissing up to Falcon or to Bucky. Really be like, hey, can we
Falcon just be like, no, you're gonna give it to some other crazy. I'll give it to
nah, give me this shit for y'all. Y'all already fucked up the first time.
But, one shot, you blew it. So
but I think ultimately, the GRC, I feel like there's something else going on with them. I did get WandaVision vibes off that commercial.
Yeah, something up with that. There is something up with the GRC. Yeah, everybody's too utopian. I said this is either like the Umbrella Corporation or those scenes in Supernatural, like the episode where they got into that commercial world and they were talking about when you have genital herpes. You're
like,
wait, what? That whole commercial was just creepy to me. It was just creepy. So I'm like, nah. And then you hear the GRC is one of the ones pushing everybody out on the streets from before, and and what I think the building that Carly blew up, that was a GRC location that had a lot of supplies that were sitting there for months that weren't going to anybody. GRC is shady. I would not be surprised though if they were. I don't think it's a power broker thing. I don't think Sharon would do that because she is power broker. I think that it could be something with Red Skull.
That is true. Well, you know what? I wonder because we do know that the Red Skull is still around in the MCU, even though technically he's on another planet guarding the Soul Stone. But something makes me wonder if we do somehow see the Red Skull return. Part of me wonders if they are going to go the route of when Nick Spencer was writing Captain America, when Sam Wilson Captain America, and even before that too, when Steve was still Cap. Part of me wonders if they are going to have him come back and have him doing the whole when he came back, he was initially kind of acting not exactly but he was using a lot of Trumpisms and to recruit people to the new Hydra.
Yep.
But I also wonder if they're gonna go the current Ta-Nehisi Coates route, which has gained a lot of press lately because apparently conservative talking head Jordan Peterson just realized that he has been equated to the Red Skull. Because the new Red Skull has been using some quotes and phrases that Jordan Peterson has used in the past.
Like,
so I wonder how they're going to play it up. And he's like, "Where you're trying to say I'm a supervillain? This is bullshit." But it's like, no, you said this, didn't you? You said this.
This is on you.
This is on you.
Yeah,
so
this is on you.
Hey.
I think that'll be cool though. I'm not, like I said, I am not hating on that. The GRC is one of the shade. I feel because they keep mentioning all the shade that the GRC is doing, but they always put it on the back burners. And I always learned in the MCU that little things that you don't think are important,
they usually become important later.
Yep.
They wind up getting brought back up at some point. Whether that what's the guy's name? Is it Ross Marquand? Who I think is playing him currently. Who, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I think he's like I think I've seen him in random and other stuff. I think he's mostly known for like The Walking Dead and stuff like that.
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
So we are back to Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, he's that's kind of the thing that I knew him. That's like the one thing that that I knew him for was Walking Dead prior to him being in Infinity War and Endgame as Red Skull. But if they brought him back, I would be very curious. I feel like it's time bring back Red Skull and maybe have him behind something because. I remember in not Civil War, but Winter Soldier, I remember thinking that the character that oh God, I'm blanking on the actor's name now. Shit. Robert Redford, whatever. The character that he played, I thought that he was the Red Skull in disguise. I was like, dude, that would be kind of cool because the way he was doing stuff. But they didn't go that route. But I was like, hey, they really do need to bring back the Red Skull. Cap needs his villain. He needs his main villain back. But if they do it, I could easily see Red Skull running a GRC like type scenario.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, you really put an idea in my head when we were talking about aging, and it just won't go away. Because I remember Dimension Z. How you age faster. I wonder if that's a way they can bring Cap back. Pop him over to Dimension Z, de-age him if he decides to come back, and then pop him back into Primer to have him, become Cap again.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like one of the running theories is he's up on the moon base right now, getting ready for Secret Invasion at 85 years old.
Hey, now here's the thing. I'm curious to see what you think about this. So we also have the character Joaquin Torres in the show.
The new Falcon,
the new Falcon, which it has been hinted by the showrunner that he had or either he originally had a bigger role, or they originally or that they had plans to do something with his character down the road. Do you think that we'll see anything even hinting towards that in the next
absolutely. I think because we're moving towards Young Avengers, right? So I think all of the younger generations are the ones that will inherit the powers, basically, are the titles of their predecessors. And we know that he looks up to Sam, even in the episode 1. He was sitting in the Jeep saying, "You got this, Sam. You got it, Falcon." So you already knew. You knew when he took on Flag Smasher or basically Carly by himself and got knocked down. I'm assuming that was Carly. That could have been somebody else.
Oh, you're talking about when Joaquin did it? No, it was the other guy. It was the guy. It was the.
Was it that guy with brown hair?
It was the Asian-looking fellow who has kind of more of an Australian accent vibe or something going on, which is it was just really weird for me when he first spoke because that was not the voice I was expecting to come out. Not that I was expecting a stereotypical Asian voice come out of his mouth, just I was expecting just to sound like a typical American. And he started speaking with an accent. I was like, bruh, you just blew my mind.
Well, it's okay. My Korean American spouse has sometimes a Southern accent, and that blows my mind every day, especially since River's from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? Don't get me started on that. But no, I really think that all of it's leading towards either Secret Invasion or post Secret Invasion, we're really getting into Young Avengers stuff. Because we're getting so many. We have Cassie. We've got Kate Bishop coming. They technically have America Chavez. We have established both Speed and Warlock. So of course we're gonna have Torres as Falcon. So
you also got right. Well, we've physically seen Patriot on camera at Isaiah Bradley's house, and not only that, we know that Hulkling is also teased to be a part of the Doctor Strange of the Multiverse of Madness in some capacity or another. It's rumored that he will be in some scenes with Billy.
Yeah. So I think that's the direction they're going in. And I think Sam's going to get he's going to get the suit I like in Marvel Puzzle Quest and keep his wings and have the shield. And then we're going to have little baby Taurus running around as baby Falcon. And then what will make it cool for me is if we get Jet Black, but I don't think we will. But that would be very cool if they incorporate.
Would be nice.
Yeah. Zola in some way. But,
it's the thing. What do you think they're going to do with Zemo after all this is said and done? What do you think is going to happen with Zemo?
He's either going to escape.
He'll definitely escape.
We will see him again in Secret Invasion because there's so many. The one time you can F up everybody's shit is in Secret Invasion because you don't know who's who, you don't know who to trust, and people that are normally enemies become allies. And my dream, and I've said this from day one, is that we get the Illuminati. But to do that, we have to have the Fantastic Four. We need to have the X-Men. But I really, really want them to establish the Illuminati because they were very instrumental. And the fact that we had Sentry's damn belt in WandaVision, and he's in the Illuminati, I'm like, okay, maybe my dreams are coming true. Probably not.
The thing I'm actually hoping for, and I kind of feel like the dream of that has been dashed as of this episode, is that I was kind of hoping, I wonder if they're gonna get Z because of he helped with everything. I wonder if they're gonna try and find a way to redeem him in such a way, oh, here's the Thunderbolts, we're gonna put you in charge of this, or so on and so forth. But considering his attitude towards super powered people in the MCU, it almost kind of makes that turn, I won't say impossible, but more improbable. Considering most of the Thunderbolts are superpowered, he doesn't like the idea of superpowered teams, but maybe he would like one that he was in control of. You never know.
This is true. Well, and then also when he's forced to work for, because you don't like superpowered people, what do you think of aliens invading Earth?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
what's worse?
Balance the scales, man. Balance them scales.
Which one we doing?
What are we doing? All right, we have talked a lot about this. We have to go to our next subject. We have two subjects today because I love talking to Ernie, and we normally when I watch something, I call Ernie, but I have been so busy and work has been kicking my A. I did not get to call Ernie, and so what all of these things that he's going to say right now, which he probably said on his stream already last week, I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. I love you. We have not talked about Godzilla versus Kong. We have to talk about Godzilla versus Kong because I love me some Titans, and we just need to have some chats. So first off, what did you think? Did you like it?
I liked it. I liked Godzilla versus King Kong. I thought it was. But I will say, it's a dumb movie. It's a very dumb movie. It's not a movie you don't want to think too hard about it when you're watching it.
No.
If you think too hard about it, you're gonna walk away pretty angry. But I did enjoy it though. I had fun with it, and it's kind of in a way. My daughter, who is going on turning 6 this year, she's very aware of what Godzilla is. Just because she's seen a Godzilla movie here and there.
That's because your daughter's freaking brilliant. We've already discovered this a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing. She's amazing. But she kind of got the bug for Godzilla now. for Godzilla and King Kong now.
Okay.
Like when we watch the movie. So like it's one of those situations where like, yeah, I just don't think about it. Like I try to do this with a lot of movies. I try not to think too hard about a lot of shit because usually if you think too hard about anything, everything, it's like a house of cards. Everything just starts falling down. But yeah, this movie, you just don't want to think too hard about it. You go in, you sit down, you watch it. We knew what this was supposed to be. We knew what we wanted. We wanted King Kong and Godzilla beating the brakes off each other and maybe potentially beating the brakes off of something else. And that's exactly what we got. The plot is paper thin stupid. The amount of characters in this movie is egregious. The amount of like number of human characters is almost unnecessary. Yeah.
That is, I mean, I see it from Kong's perspective because in Kong, he's always been attached to somebody. In the Kong movie, it was Anne. Now he has Jia, the young girl that he literally learned sign language to this child. We know that Kong forms attachments, but the people he doesn't form attachments with, he don't give two shizzes about. Like when he looked at the ship, the hover ship, and he looked in there to see if the girl was in there.
Yeah,
like, nope, bloop.
That was actually my favorite part of the whole movie. Like not my favorite part, but it was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Is he grabbed it. He legit did. He looked and was like, "Damn,
she's not in there.
My people's ain't in there.
Expendable. Ain't got time for that."
He's like, "I don't know, y'all. Y'all got to go."
Well, I read this article, Adam Wingard, who directed the movie, he is a huge anime fan. He's a huge mecha fan. So they talk about the fact that he bases a lot on his love for Robotech and Macross love. And I can see Macross because he has those hovercrafts.
Yes. Yeah, the hovercrafts, yeah.
And they use
I can see the BattleTech too. I can the Robotech and BattleTech. I can see all the Macross. He did a lot of interesting stuff. Like Adam Wingard's a very interesting director.
Yeah, I mean he's a freaking mecha nerd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I literally when the movie was over, I literally leaned over my wife Cynthia, and I was like, I said, "You won't believe this when I tell you," but because we had literally, or no, we didn't. It wasn't when we watched that movie. We had just finished watching VHS 2.
Oh wow!
And I was like, so. I don't want to blow your mind or nothing, but the guy who directed the guy who directed Godzilla versus Kong is the same guy who directed the first segment in VHS 2, and he also and what has recently become me and Cynthia's kind of go-to horror movie, like our together horror movie, You're Next. We're like, he also directed You're Next, and she was just like,
really? I like that movie.
Yeah, she was like, the fuck. I was like, now to be fair, he also directed the live action Death Note, but I don't hold that.
Yeah, no, we won't hold that against him.
I won't hold that against him. That had less to do with him and more to do with a lot of other factors.
I'm pretty sure Netflix had a lot to do with how that went.
Yeah,
down,
Netflix had a whole lot more to do with that than probably most people realize. But
he has legit directing credit, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, even I know a lot of people's mileage of this will vary, but because he is more of a horror movie director than he is anything else. But I actually enjoyed his Blair Witch for as weird and as crazy as that movie is.
I mean, the original.
I was like, suddenly the Blair Witch is the Scarlet Witch now. Good Lord. But no, like no lie. Like if you go watch, I guarantee you, if you've never seen his movie, the Blair Witch, which is like just a straight up sequel to the original movie, not the second movie, but you'll leave out of that movie going, God damn, like in the first movie, she was just like just some random heifer that was out here, doing weird shit. Now this bitch is a Scarlet Witch. God damn, she's warping reality.
And in some parts didn't wear clothes. I'm a horror fan. I saw that movie. But I mean, hey, these clothes when you got abilities, I guess. I don't know. So we should tell that. But no, so like the movie itself, I do agree. There were way too many humans. The whole thing with what's her name, Millie Brown. I always mess her name up.
Millie Bobby Brown.
They could have just. I understood they were bringing her back over from our previous King of Monsters, but we didn't need her. We didn't need her. As funny as Bernie Hayes was, and the other character was as being the conspiracy theorist. Didn't need him. We didn't need her friend. I feel like we really could have come to the same conclusions without them. Maybe something could have tripped up in the the power went out and then the Mega Godzilla just shut down. So I don't know why we needed to have this whole segment of he takes baths and bleach. He does not take baths and bleach because he would be dead. I'm like, that is a toxic chemical. I'm like, no, he does not. I'm like, end story. He does not. But no, like I didn't enjoy that. I did enjoy the whole thing with Gia, but my problem with Gia, even though she was supposed to be, deaf, so she can only sign, she should have been to me the main protagonist in the movie with Kong. But instead we had, her adopted mother, who her name just went right out of my head. I'm gonna do what I normally do. Throw the damn phone off the side. And
that was Rebecca Hall.
What was her name?
Rebecca Hall. She played. Her name is Eileen Andrews.
Eileen, that's it. Yeah, I feel like we didn't need her because the little girl talked to Kong. So we really didn't need her to tell the little girl to talk to Kong.
like honestly, what kind of bothered me was that I was the same way. Like I think I didn't care for Rebecca Hall, or I didn't even. And I'm a huge fan of Alexander Skarsgård. I was like, they could have left him out too for as far as I was concerned. I actually didn't mind. Millie Bobby Brown and Brian Tyree Henry. They actually were the funnier parts of the human stuff that was going on to me, but I just wish that they would have picked one or the other.
That's it. It reminded me of that sci-fi movie.
And leave it out.
You remember the sci-fi movie, the really B-rated movie where they had Debbie Gibson and Tiffany, and then one was pro shark or something, and the other one's pro gator, the huge gator and the shark or whatever they were fighting. That's what that reminded me. We had Team Godzilla, and then we had Team Kong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, come on. We have enough of that in the fandoms. I'm like,
well, not only that, it just, what this felt like? If okay, so all the human parts of the movie to me, they felt like a Transformers movie. They felt like a Michael Bay directed Transformers movie where there's too many humans. I didn't come here to see humans. The name of the movie is Godzilla versus King Kong. It is not called Godzilla versus King Kong and all the random ass humans that are running around for no reason. I don't need that. I don't need, I get it. In the Japanese movies, and even in the original King Kong versus Godzilla, the 1962 joint.
Where Kong won.
The one where Kong. Well, because Kong Kong won, and Godzilla was the de facto bad guy because.
Yeah. I think in the first 4 or 5 movies, Godzilla was always bad. He was always
right. Well, it was they always made. Well, and I think it was also studio. I believe it was also studio related. They're like, no, our Americans who's no, we don't want Kong to lose. And it's like, okay, cool. All right, well, Godzilla's a bad guy sometimes over here, so we don't care. that's kind of how it felt. Yeah, it was like, okay, fine, whatever. But only in recent years have Japan, Toei, or not Toei, but Toho, has become really protective of Godzilla. I remember reading something where they said Godzilla's not allowed to emote. In Godzilla versus Kong, he's not allowed to smile or scowl or have any he's supposed to be this emotionless force of nature. But the thing is, I've seen plenty of Godzilla movies from Japan. They always have lots of people in them, and even that doesn't always work. But I feel like Japan has a better grasp on how to do that than what we here in America have, because in America we tend to get the biggest name actors we can find. And of course, as you're hiring these actors, you got to give them screen time. And in Japan, it's not to say they don't use bigger name actors, but they tend to recognize that the focus should probably still be more on the titular characters, in the movie. But I don't know. I felt like if you would have removed one group of humans, or you could have mixed them for all I care. If you would have mixed them all together somehow, that would have probably worked. Take a couple from this side, a couple from that side, and put them in the same room. I probably would have cared as much.
Yeah.
I didn't need Julian Dennison, though I love him. He's funny. He's hilarious. you got too much funny business going on with him and Brian Tyree Henry. So if you took Julian Dennison out, I'd be like, all right, cool. You can leave the conspiracy guy because I like Brian Tyree Henry. I like for him to get work. I thought him and Millie Bobby Brown had really good chemistry. So I was like, you can leave those two together. Bring in bring in the young girl to bring in Gia to be the I guess the link for Kong. I guess if you just really have to, you have to have Rebecca Hall around. Cool, that's
you
fine.
Just really need to have somebody around.
I just think that like it's just one of those situations. I was like, I just feel like her character didn't add anything to the movie. Neither did Alexander Skarsgård. But it was like your characters, honestly, anything that their characters did could have been done by anybody else. The main,
and I agree with that, but I did have a question for you because we didn't just have those two groups; we also had the Apex group led by Maya. So it's like we really had three groups of humans. We had the corporate people, then we had the Team Godzilla, and then we had the Team Kong, and that's why it was even more convoluted for me.
Well, you could have left. You could have left Maya. Take out her dad. I didn't need her dad to be there.
Yeah, Millie Brown's her dad didn't really do much but answer the phone. So I don't even know
he literally, you know what he did? He did this right here. Yes, hello? Wait, what? Where are you? I can't hear you. Bye.
And then
that's what he did.
Then he got a call to go to Hong Kong. Then he gets to Hong Kong. Then he gets another call. He was on the phone almost the entire time he was in the movie.
It's like I get why they brought because that was Kyle Chandler. I get why they brought him back. I get it, but he didn't need to be there. I know they tried.
He didn't do anything.
No. Like I feel like would even the human bullshit aside. All the human bullshit aside, they would have pared this down to like maybe, let's see, I'm looking at 5 characters. You can have 5 characters, maybe 6 if you play your cards right. You take out 2 from one side, 2 from the other, and 2 from the other. Then you have a good even 6 human characters that we can focus on, and that's enough. Not the 10 or 15 that they gave us. But everything else outside the human shit. I thought the action in it was good. CG was good. I thought that the fights were awesome. Everybody kind of got to get a little bit of business. Godzilla got to get some business. He got to, and not only that, they got to fight shit other than each other. Like Godzilla got to blow up some stuff and knock some stuff out and kill some stuff and blow up some buildings. King Kong got to fight some random flying snake dragon monsters. That was cute.
That was really cool.
And then they fought each other, and the first time, King Kong gave a little bit. He got in some shots, but Godzilla ultimately damn near drowned his ass, and there you go. That's round 1, and they meet up again, and it's technically like a double round because, like, for the most part, King Kong is beating brakes off Godzilla up to a point, and then Godzilla gets some licks in. It's like, oh no, I win, and then ultimately, you get Mecha. Like, this is the worst kept secret in cinema history that Mecha Godzilla is in the movie, and they ultimately have to work together to stop Mecha Godzilla, who is a far greater threat.
Yeah, I love Godzilla's face when Kong like intervened. Like he came down with the axe and he was like, "Wait a minute, you helping me?"
He's like, "Wait a minute." Well, can we just talk about the fact that like Godzilla did have some really cool like "fuck you" moments.
Yeah,
in the movie, like just the fact when he beat Kong and he put his foot on him and was like, he's like, "Kiss my gators, kiss my gators, goddammit," and was just. It was awesome. I thought it was great because
because Godzilla's like that. He's like that distant uncle that you thought was gonna bring you money, but you ain't getting jizz. I'm like, he came for the liquor, and then Kong is like, okay, I'll pacify you a little bit. I'm still a bit of an a-hole, but hey, you can have these 2 jelly beans I got in my pocket. So in the fight between Godzilla and Kong in this movie, I was a little bit more pro Kong because Kong was actually attached to this child. You know, yeah, I got the feels for the children. So I'm like, okay, he's trying to protect them. But at the same time, he was also pulling the alpha crap. He's an ape. He's going to do that. I mean, he is a primate. Primates have to dominate. And Godzilla was like, I may not have opposable thumbs, but I can swing this damn tail.
He's like, I'm a god. I'm a literal god with a breath weapon. What are you? And he's just like, I'm a monkey.
But I will say they did make Kong very strategic, because if you remember in Skull Island and, you know, Kong, and even in King of Monsters, well, technically not King of Monsters, but when you see him fight, like when he took on those 2 T-Rexes in Kong, oh my gosh, 3 of them. There are 3 V-Rexes. Yeah. When Kong took those V-Rexes, I was like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. Dude was holding on to Anne, taking on 3 V-Rexes, was swinging through the vine, and then was like, hey, bring it. So I'm like...
what I loved, well, you know me, anyone who's familiar with me from my channel, y'all know my mentality. Fuck them kids. I was like, Godzilla, beat that ass, beat his ass. I saw absolute evidence to tell me why Godzilla was smiling hard when he blasted Kong in the back. Here's the thing: if you listen closely, he's laughing. Like, I actually saw someone isolated the clip. You actually listen closely when he blasts Kong, when he finally gets that breath weapon off on Kong. You hear them over go. I was like, bruh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Why is Godzilla acting a whole fool out here in Hong Kong?
I mean, well, let's talk about that. Why the hell did everybody hate Hong Kong? I mean, we already got a lot of problems in the States dealing with taxations, but let's talk about the fact that every time there's a movie or a kaiju movie, it's Hong Kong. Look at Pacific Rim. What did they attack? Freaking Hong Kong. What is wrong?
Well, actually,
what did Hong Kong do to you?
Hong Kong literally caught it worse than I think just about any city or country, whatever,
which is
saying in the history of ever.
Power Ranger or Super Sentai, because you know they take out Tokyo Tower every day and build it up. They build it back up in like 24 hours. But I mean,
well, you know, they got it down to a size where they don't even like. They actually see what y'all don't know is this is how I know. This is how you know you real recognizes real here. See, me and Maria know that what they actually do is they don't rebuild Tokyo Tower every time. What they do is they actually have multiple Tokyo Towers hidden away
on standby.
And what they do is they say, oh, wait, did they get Tokyo Tower? Yeah, you know they got Tokyo Tower.
Team Tower.
Bring it in. Bring it in. And they fly it in.
They got 30 of them in advance per series.
Per series. Like, no.
Which is why we don't get a lot of aerial shots in every Sentai. Sometimes it's in the woods. Because they know. Look, they even tell the villain, look, I know you're trying to take over the world, but we're not doing this today. We are off.
Look, this episode, you can't destroy Tokyo Tower, okay? You understand that?
Get out of that. But see, like Hong Kong in this movie, man, there's no Hong Kong. That's not even, there's nothing. There's no Hong at all. There's no Hong. They're just gone.
Hong.
That whole, like, literally, it was a strip. Like everything else is gone. I'm like, damn. Let's talk about the amount of carnage. At least when you look at a Super Sentai or Power Rangers, we know that these people are dead. There's no way these Megazords are fighting like these monsters and these people are living. They're just not, because they do not have time to evacuate these people. So they are dead, but they don't show the death. And people seem grateful, even though, you know, the grandma's now dead, daddy's dead, mom was at work at the bank, she dead. Hell, the bank's gone, we're poor.
Oh, they're all gone.
We don't have a house. I'm like, we understand.
Everybody did.
Heroes. But I mean, Titans, man.
Oh, no.
Man, I mean, they terraformed Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, no, like you remember, was it Man of Steel?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how like half of Metropolis was just like vaporized by the end of the movie, and like when they were standing in Metropolis, it was like half of like there was Metropolis that had been untouched, and then there was like Metropolis is like it looked like someone
like a desert
came through. It looked like remember, like in Dread, the Wastelands.
Yep,
that's what it looked like. It was just like,
hell, now that stuff looked like Doom.
Yeah, right. Like I was expecting a sandworm to just come up and like and then
well, what makes me upset about that is they did more damage in Man of Steel to Metropolis than all of Justice League. But we won't get into that.
Yeah, don't get me. Don't
get me started on that.
Yeah. But no, it was what they did to Hong Kong. Though was kind of, I was like, dude, we really just gonna fuck up Hong Kong out here like this. Like, Like y'all realize we got a crisis going on right now, right?
Yeah. Well, then Ernie, we need to talk about some common sense questions about this thing. Number one, why did they need to follow Kong into Hollow Earth when they already knew how to get to Hollow Earth? I'm just curious because I don't understand it. I mean, when I watched it, I literally turned the river and I said, but they know that the hole's right there. I mean, why don't they just go down it? I mean, why do they need Kong? Does he have the key? I mean, I don't understand. Why?
Well, I try not to think about the Hollow Earth part too much because, like, they literally broke their own rules with the Hollow Earth almost immediately after they showed up there. Yeah. The rules that they kind of told you were going to be in place when they were like, when they got to Hollow Earth, when they left the Hollow Earth, they completely threw that shit out the window all for the sake of a shot. So I was just like, it's whatever. I don't care. I was like, you know what?
Well, I mean,
y'all don't give a shit.
Question though, like, how smart were the other Titans? Because they built this palace and this throne. Who built this? I'm like, who built it? I'm like, where is the contractor? I'm confused. Where? I mean, we had this huge throne. There's all these little mini holes where I guess maybe big rats come through. Maybe they got little dog doors. I don't know what's happening. Who built this?
They made it seem almost as if there were people there before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like I said, I try not to think about it because honestly, the more I thought, like when I sat down was really like just kind of analyzing the movie. By the time I was like kind of thinking about the real question, well, shit, when did y'all capture Kong?
I mean, that's true.
Wait. So what you mean to tell me is since Kong Skull Island, this motherfucker's been in witness protection? All right. Even though at the end, if I were, my memory of Kong Skull Island's a little hazy. However, I remember that motherfucker was walking around free as a bird, chilling
on Skull Island.
On Skull Island. So what you're telling me is y'all went back at some point, y'all captured this motherfucker, and y'all been holding him hostage.
Yep, because they said that they didn't want Godzilla to find him. I'm like, actually, he's probably closer to Godzilla now that you moved him from Skull Island. Because Godzilla, he'd been there that whole damn time. Godzilla didn't give 5 Fs.
Yeah, well, because think about even in the 1962 movie, Godzilla didn't know where Skull Island was. Yeah. He wasn't checking for Skull Island. He was minding his own business. He started messing with Kong until Kong showed up messing with him.
And that was near Japan.
He's like, wait a minute. He's like, you ain't got Japan privileges.
Like, where's your passport, Titan?
Wait a minute, you supposed to be back on that weird ass island with all them Japanese folks in blackface. That's where you're supposed to be. That's your home. Hold on.
I mean, I love like the character Ren Serizawa, who's played by Shuna Ogari, who has been in a lot of stuff. I
like him. I wish he, you know what? Okay, so can we just address this for a second? I hate that they wasted his character in this movie because he actually had what could have potentially been one of the more interesting arcs. I feel like he should have been more front and center considering what it was that he was doing. The fact that, because a lot of people probably don't even remember this, they took a plot point from King of Monsters, from the last Godzilla movie, and then put it in this movie. The whole the notion of their what was it, Charles Dance's character from King of Monsters, how they had acquired one of the heads of Ghidorah, or as they say in this movie, Monster Zero. And basically Apex got a hold of this. And that's how they were able to create Mechagodzilla, and that they were using the telepathic link that the Ghidorah has with like all 3 of his heads, they were reverse engineering it so that Ren could actually like control the mecha. But the thing is, I was like, dude, y'all really kind of wasted his character because like he didn't get to do anything.
Yeah,
he sat there
and that's bad.
And it's like, you just made him like honestly, why waste his time? You went through all this
since
trouble.
he's Ichiro's son. I mean,
Right.
his dad just sacrificed himself in the last movie, and then you got the son, basically a sitting duck in this one. With
he doesn't do. See, here's the thing. I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of people don't even realize the connection between the two characters.
That's true.
I think a lot of people honestly saw him and just assumed he was random Asian character number 287. And just was like, oh yeah, he's just a random Japanese dude.
Yep. I hope people didn't think that, but like they all look alike. You know what?
but I mean, the movie doesn't really do a good job of like making that like I figured it out.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of your casual movie audiences, they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, just some random Asian dude. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and to be fair, when I saw his character's name, I knew exactly, because of the last name, I knew exactly who he was.
Right. No, same.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think a lot of people, because I don't even know if they called him by his last name. I think they just called him Ren.
I think they said it once.
Okay.
They
didn't reference it. And that was like one of the biggest moments of that movie, is when he was sitting there and Godzilla was looking at him and he was looking at Godzilla, and he's like, I've been hunting you forever. I've been studying you forever. Pretty much, he was actually a Godzilla supporter. He was not trying to kill Godzilla. He was trying to protect the Titan. And so it was like this really huge moment. And then you have this movie, and it's like, and this is his son, and he's going to sit in this chair, and he's going to be hooked up to the to basically the robotic version of what his father dedicated his life to. And then he's probably going to die, because in every movie, because we don't watch anime apparently in this movie, and we don't watch, we don't read comics. We know that hooking somebody up to a machine has potential to burn out their brain if something goes wrong, short circuit them, telepathically linked.
They didn't watch Pacific Rim.
They didn't watch Pacific Rim or
they needed two. They needed two people inside that mech.
Yeah, they never saw Xavier malfunction with Cerebro.
or for you nasty mofos out there who watch Darling in the Franxx. They needed two teenagers to look like they're fucking in the mech to make it to power. God, Lord. There's always some dudes always like, man, you need to watch Darling in the Franxx. Why?
Like, really?
Why?
So
I can watch a dude pilot a mech with controls that are literally on the ass of a bent over teenage girl in front of him? No, I don't need that. Y'all can keep it.
Oh, Lord,
I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that, damn it. Lord.
You know what? I don't think anybody asked for that. That's the problem. But no. That is nope.
Look, wait, I love how they said, it was Absolute Vim said they got the dumbest head for they got the Kevin. They got the Kevin head. They got the idiot head. Which makes us even more sad, the fact that one dumb head was piecing up the hell out of Godzilla. Now, granted, they did some wrestling booking in this movie. Because you have to protect your characters. So they were like, oh, well, wait a minute. Godzilla got the first round on Kong. But, oh, wait, we got to remember King Kong, he just woke up from being drugged. So he wasn't 100%. And then it's like, okay, well, King Kong beat up Godzilla for a little bit. But that's because Godzilla was busy. He had burnt himself out, messing up a whole city. Or messing up a whole base. And then it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. King Kong isn't 100% either, because he just got done fighting a couple of flying serpent monsters. And so he's not 100% right now. So they could always easily explain away why one character beat the other, because they weren't fresh. And then it's like, when Mechagodzilla comes on, I was like, oh, well, Mechagodzilla just got done not only blowing up a city, but beating the brakes off Kong, fighting him, and not once, but twice. So he's not 100%. So Mechagodzilla comes in, pieces him up, and it's like, well, King Kong, the reason why he was able to get the one up is because, he's fresh. He got to take a nap. He got to take a nap for a little bit. By the way, did you catch that reference to the original Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla? When they did the whole defibrillator, how like remember how like the original movie, like which was never a thing, I don't believe, in the American movies, but for whatever reason he would get powered up by electricity.
Yeah.
So they were basically like, "Oh, here we're gonna do that. We're gonna power him up. He's gonna come back and be 100%." And it's just like, y'all ain't slick. Y'all ain't slick at all. Like, this is dumb. This is real dumb.
I did want Kong to have like a thunderclap. Like, oh, that would have been cool.
That's why they had to give him the axe. They had to give him Stormbreaker because otherwise he had nothing. It's like, dude, what are you gonna do? You monkey.
I'm looking at Tom. Absolute Benny says Ichi, Ni, and Kevin. I was in this parody years ago. What Mighty Morphin parody? I think I did the voice for Yellow Chicken. Mm-hmm. And I remember that line. I think something similar to that line. And one of them, what they're like, it's Ichi, Ni, Kevin.
and that right there, I love the fact that was the thing that we like. Have we come full circle? I think this technically brings us all full circle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really just. By the time the movie was over, I was actually kind of glad that they had the foresight to not bother us with an after credits. They put it at the end of the movie instead. Like the whole thing where Kong is back on his little preserve. Like that was originally meant to be the post credit. I was like, I'm not wasting my time with that.
So this is what's really funny to me. So my spouse is not the biggest Godzilla or Titan fan. But when we were watching this, so Madison Russell, Millie's character, the reason that she liked Bernie was he has this podcast. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you'd see her looking at the laptop. So it was justifiable you're looking at a laptop. But there are times she was listening in the car and River kept saying, "What are you staring at? It's audio." I said, "Oh Lord!" Now my spouse.
She was staring intently at something, but we didn't. Was like,
it's literally audio.
now, I won't lie. I do some dumbass shit like this too. Like sometimes when I'm listening to something, I find a spot and I focus on it. But it's probably because like my brain checked out and I'm not actually there. Like I'm probably somewhere else.
Yeah,
like I'm probably
intently listening, and it was like, and it's like, what are you looking at? Because again,
you're listening.
It's audio, and I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Just like, no joke. We had Nathan, right? The character of Nathan, who's supposed to be an ex-monarch. I think he was a geologist and a cartographer. So, they had this. They're bringing him along, but I mean, a geologist. And then a cartographer. So they already knew where Hollow Earth was. So it's like, we don't need you to map it. Why, Nathan? Why are you here?
Well, because you had to have a romance.
But we
had
really
to have a
romance, though.
Well, no, because they did it half-assed. It's like they did the
called
whole
him
thing
a coward and made him think it meant brave.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was all this little shorthand bullshit that they would do where like they would give each other looks, or there would be little small stuff that they would do to basically let you know that they liked each other. But like, of course, Eileen, she would kind of do things to kind of like, kind of blow him off, and he would just kind of be like, "Oh, I'm just kind of here." And it's like, because it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. You have to have a love interest. You have to have some kind of a romance, even if it's not expressly stated. There's got to be like some male female connector, because because that's the only way the movie works. Is like we saw this with Batman 89. We all know Batman 89 would not have been the movie that it was if Vicky Vale wasn't there. We all know Vicky Vale made that movie. I hope I know you get it, but I know sometimes I say shit, motherfuckers take me seriously. And I'm like, no, I'm joking.
He's being facetious right now, guys.
But no, like
Vicky Vale never had to show up. The only thing that made Batman got laid. That's literally it.
Like you could have had Vicky Vale, but I didn't need the love interest thing. Like I don't need Batman to have a love life. Like it's not a thing for me. I don't care who he's piping
So City of Bane must have driven you insane then. Whole island love affair with him and Selena.
Well, not even just that. Like hell, I remember Batman Rest in Peace, where they introduced a whole new love interest just to make her turn out to be a bad guy in the end. And it was like, Okay.
Well, as long as he doesn't sleep with Punchline, I guess I'll be good.
Give him
but
time.
I mean, it's Batman. He tries to sleep with everyone. So
give him time. Give him time.
Walks in the room. Let's do it.
Well, you know what'll happen? Red Hood will sleep with her. There you go. Or Damien. Well, Damien. Oh no, Damien's a little young, but yeah, still. Yeah, that'd be Rob the Cradle.
They've aged Damien before in the comics, so I can see that.
That's true. That's true. Or you know what? Nightwing. Nightwing makes bad choices. He'll sleep with her. There you go. Hell, Harley Quinn's already raped him in the animated movie. So, I mean, why not? Why not?
Harley Quinn slept with a lot of people, especially on the Suicide Squad. But we all know her true love is Poison Ivy.
But she raped him.
Yeah.
Like she literally, he was an unwilling participant. Don't nobody want to talk about that though. Don't nobody want to talk about how Nightwing.
Same thing that happened in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh yeah, no. Guy literally, he has no clue what's going on. This man, can you imagine? Could you imagine just like waking up as this guy, like finally getting your consciousness back, and you look down, it's like, why do I smell Wonder Woman all over my penis? Like, why does
my dong hurt so bad?
Yeah, right. It's like, damn, dude, it's sore right now because, and it's bent. She bent it.
And why am I not wearing clothes?
Right, like I have questions. I
have so many questions. Well, now
I need to know things.
Well, I know we're jumping off subject, but whenever I talk about that, I just keep thinking about the last scene in that movie where she like literally rolls up the guy, the actual guy. And she's like, I like your outfit. He's like, thanks. You know, my friends don't really get it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, she raped you. Mm-hmm. She liked your clothes, but she liked them better off.
No. Like, literally, she's already seen you naked. Just throwing it out there. She's already
experienced the you. That smile that she's doing, if that had been reversed and that had been a guy and he had been a girl, that we would.
Do you know how quickly Wonder Woman 84 would have been canceled?
The time
if Diana, if Diana's essence went to if they would have did the story, if they did a storyline where Diana's essence was taken away and Cheetah was somehow in her body, and Cheetah was out here just getting clapped up left and right, dudes just breaking her off. She's out here, just like, ooh, I got Wonder Woman's body. I'm just gonna go out here and get buck wild. Do you know how quick that movie would have got canceled? They'd have been like, nope.
It wouldn't have premiered. I'm like, premiere is over.
But it's a dude. It's a dude. So they're like, nah, man, he's good.
It's Wonder Woman. I'm like,
he's like, dude, you got to fuck Wonder Woman. But I wasn't there for it. I didn't get.
That's the true tragedy. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was
the one time that song. It wasn't me. But yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I had to throw that out there.
Just saying.
Throw it out there. Absolute Venom said, I mean, when I'm driving and trying to look for something, I instantly turn the radio down.
That's true. That is true. I do that. You know what? I do that too, even when the radio is actually not on.
Yeah.
Like that's real. That's actually
thing.
real. That's a real thing. Like I did that the other day.
Oh,
like,
really?
The radio wasn't on. I actually wasn't even listening to anything. And like I pulled up to this is something I actually do instinctively when I go to like drive-throughs. But like, even though the radio was on, I actually turned it down when I pulled up to the thing. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not listening to anything. Wait a minute. Something's not right.
Something is not right.
Oh, wait a minute. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, he tricked mankind, so who's the dumb one now? I feel like it took two kings to barely take him out without his two brothers, right?
Look, he's like, wait a minute. He's like, I'm the badass now.
You thought I was dumb. My name is Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Daryl took you down.
Like, why does it now suddenly I'm thinking of King Ghidorah in terms of Ed, and Eddie?
Because that's a very smart reference.
That is what it is. Is what it is.
That's a very smart reference.
That's what it is to me now. I can't unsee it now. I'm here for this. I can someone get me a parody? Can someone get me the parody of can it be King Ghidorah, and Ghidorah?
King Getter.
Can we get that? Can that be a thing? And yeah, well, why is this not happened yet?
I take that back. The first Godzilla attack was in Pensacola. I'm like, man, Florida getting hit all kinds of ways. They get tornadoes, hurricanes, toxic water, and Godzilla attacks. Damn.
I swear. I freaking swear. Oh my God.
When they moved Kong in them waters, I was like,
hey, well, I mean, here's the thing. You said you were trying to protect Kong, but you're transporting him
over water,
which anybody who's ever seen a Godzilla movie knows that's how he travels.
So I'm going to answer why this happened. This is called the knowledge of juice, not truth.
I mean,
so what had happened was, guys, let me give you some insight on what happened. Apex is a very cheap company. They thought if the military contracts they had could be put into use, they can get free passage by getting them big ships and putting that big monkey on it. But what they didn't realize was that was not intelligent. And they should have just spent the extra dough on the extra choppers to fly him in. Mm-hmm. And what did they end up doing? They spent the extra dough to get the other choppers to fly him in because they're not bright. They don't have a helicarrier. They should.
Had they not wasted? Well, no, all that money they wasted building Mechagodzilla.
Seriously. They should have. I mean, and those hovers were not cheap. Those little hovers were not. They had blueprints from Macross. You know that stuff was expensive. So now, I thought the same thing, especially when not only was Kong on this ship, his hand was dripping through the damn water, just like, here's my scent. Here it is.
He basically was like, here, I'm in the water. Come get me.
Seriously, my dog can sniff out a banana from 2 rooms around from this apartment. He literally can. If I have a banana, he is so obsessed with bananas. If I take one peel, that dog is over there sniffing to the door on the other side of the damn house. You cannot tell me Godzilla did not smell Kong's funky hand.
Well, no, as soon as his hand touched the water, Godzilla turned around. He was like,
yep. He was like,
he's like, I smell monkey.
Something's in here that has not been in here before. What?
He's like, I smell the smell of my enemy.
Like, said the recent Godzilla movie's villain was kind of troubling to really think about it.
I mean, I will say this.
Who was the villain in the Godzilla? Who was the villain?
Mankind was.
I mean, all
the villain all along.
That's what you learn in the Titans movies, that humans are trash.
Well, you think about it, like Apex was something that was doomed to fail. And to be fair, oftentimes in Godzilla movies, the bad guys usually have some dumb harebrained scheme that almost always backfires. And that's how they lose. I remember, what was it? Godzilla versus Gigan. The whole plan. I forget the name of what the aliens were, but or the alien race. But basically, their whole plan was to make it seem as though they came from a planet that died because of pollution. And then what they did was came to Earth, pretended that they were, trying to get Godzilla and some of the other monsters to, I guess, help them fix their whatever, broken planet or whatever. But then comes around like, no, psych. That's not what we're really here to do. We got our own thing. We actually had our own thing. It's like, dude, y'all are doing the most to get Godzilla, and then you're just gonna beat the shit out of him. You brought down Gigan and King Ghidorah to beat the brakes off of Godzilla and Anguirus, and it's just like, what is all this in service of? Like, oh, you did this as a ploy to put Godzilla and Anguirus in an actionable position to where you could bring your own monsters in and kill them so the Earth would have no protectors. Why did you just do that in the first place? Because I mean, you know what island they're on, God damn it. You know they're on Monster Island. Just go to Monster Island and go clap them over there.
Because Lord. that would make, we've already discussed that they can't make sense all the time, Ernie. They just can't make sense.
And I'll say this. One of my personal favorite Godzilla. I love this movie, even though the movie, much like this movie, is just dumb as all get out. But you don't want to think about it too hard. But one of my favorite Godzilla movies is Godzilla Final Wars. Don't think about it too hard, though, because the movie got a real bad plot. But the aliens decided that the best way to beat Godzilla is to send every monster at him that he's ever defeated.
Yep.
They're like, oh, send this monster. Oh, wait, Godzilla beat him? Shit. Okay, well, we'll send out Megalon. Oh, he beat him too. Damn. All right, well, what about Rodan? He'll get Rodan will take him out. Yeah, Rodan's got this. Oh, he beat Rodan? Oh. It's like literally every monster, with the exception of the 1999 to 2000s American Godzilla, every monster that he fought in that movie was a monster he's defeated before and easily beat them, including the American Godzilla. It was like, y'all literally the dumbest aliens I've ever seen in my life. But your stupidity is creating very awesome set pieces. So I'll let it slide.
Yep. And also creating more of a trope in Super Sentai of trying to use the exact same ploy over and over again in various series.
It's like, look, what's your plan this week? I'm going to send the monster. That's it.
Yep. Oh, not only am I going to send one. Remember Radiohead? Remember when he got that antenna knocked off and got destroyed? Mm-hmm. Well, I put it back on. So we're going to send him back out there and try again.
Wait a minute. Wait, the monster got beaten? Well, what do we do now? Well, we're going to make him grow.
It's all good.
He'll beat him then. He's going to grow. We don't think about it.
Yeah. I really like the movie. I thought that movie was actually really stupid too, but I will agree with you. That was one of the better Godzilla movies. What's the name of the Godzilla movie where they built a team that looked like air, sea, and land Voltron vehicles?
Tokyo SOS.
I think that's what it was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tokyo SOS. Yeah. Which I mean, I enjoy that movie.
It wasn't bad, but it
wasn't bad.
Pat Liver type plot where the human element was concerned. Mm-hmm. It was like watching live action Pat Liver. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh no, what to think about that.
And then they had, what was it? There was a spinoff, I think, Gunhead they made, which was a not good movie.
No,
really good mech stuff. Really good mech business. Well, really good mech business.
Even the live action mecha series, like the mecha part of it, is always good, always on point. It's the story element,
human element. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh well, like what was that one show? I think me and you talked about. It was Tomika. Tomika Rescue Heroes, where it's like they're they're firefighter first responders.
Yeah.
And like that, like the human part of it's fucking dumb as hell. But when them robots come out, I'm like, yes. Let's go.
The human element was so bad they would like get into arguments over stuff like who ate the last rice bowl. I'm like, there are people dying right now, and you yelling at me because the rice ball is not in the fridge. Look, I mean, it's just like
you can take your ass to the shop that's literally right outside the goddamn building
for the equivalent of 79 cents. This could be yours.
I'd be like, dude, get the.
I'm like, literally. So you don't want to partner with me? You gonna make me die over a 79-cent rice ball? Okay, cool. You do you, boo.
I'm like, this is why we don't have nice things. This is precisely why we don't have nice things. Okay, this little off topic, but because obviously Godzilla. You've seen Shin Godzilla, right?
Mm-hmm. So
how do you feel about their? Well, now they have. So apparently, Shin. We put Shin before everything now. If oh god, what's the guy's name? The gentleman who did Evangelion. Oh god, I don't know why I'm blanking on this man's.
Don't make me lie to you.
Here, I'm gonna have Google lie to me instead. But
What was
no, Hideaki
Hideaki Anno.
Anno. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This guy next. I forgot
that's
about that.
his thing now. Like this is his thing now. Is he takes a property, he puts Shin in front of it because it's his. But yeah, because he's got Shin. I think he's got. Is it Shin?
Yeah, Shin
Ultraman.
Evangelion was the remake.
I think. Okay,
and then,
actually, not take that back. Shin Ultraman's not his, but he has Shin Godzilla, and now he has Shin Kamen Rider.
And somebody said they did Godzilla versus Evangelion, and I don't know if that's true. I mean, if it is, it's probably animated. But
yeah, I was gonna say if it's
look it up.
Yeah, I'm about to say that one's that one is a new one on me. But
yeah, I saw it was like an article I saw. Actually, it's Godzilla versus Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's a merchandising collaboration between Godzilla and Hideaki Anno. But that doesn't normally what happen is if it does well, they'll make an animated series. Like, that's what'll happen.
You have to if it gets strong enough support, they'll do more with it. But I mean, honestly, at this point, I just want Hideaki to just be okay because the man's been through some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been through some things. And I kind of just want him to get things done. I don't want this man fearing for his life because people are sending him death threats.
I don't understand that
over Evangelion, and it's harming his health and things of that nature. I just want the man to be okay. That's all I ask for.
People are nasty. I'm like, I just like to put out there, please don't let people on the internet. I know it's hard. Don't let people on the internet make you want to harm yourself. I think they were talking about some show on Netflix, something terrorist, where they bullied one of the female characters and she ended up killing herself, and that's how the series got canceled.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was a Japanese wrestler who was one of the contestants on the show.
Yes. Yes. Oh God. God, why am I blanking on her name right now?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. It was a Hana Kimura. Hana Kimura.
That's who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was literally summer of last year.
Yeah, and when I saw that story, I was just like, this has to stop. I've seen too many people. I've seen a lot. I mean, some of our Super Sentai favorites that I didn't even think about. I think we were going through people that had died, and I was shocked at how many of them had killed themselves. I'm like, what kind of pressure are you getting over there that you feel the need to take your life? But then I think in this society, especially in Japan and Korea and the like, where success is so important and how much success you have pretty much shows you what your worth is to people. It's very sad, it's tragic, and actually it infuriates me that this keeps happening. So yeah, I don't want him, if he ends up hurting himself because of this, I mean, there needs to be a global wide intervention on cyberbullying, because as far as I'm concerned, bullying online is just as much of a crime as doing it physically. So it is a problem.
Yeah, even for people who are strong of willpower and mental fortitude. Even for myself, who I consider myself a very mentally resilient, emotionally resilient person, you see a lot of, if you see enough, you see people talking shit about you and telling you to kill yourself and making fun of you see it enough times. Even the most strong-willed person, even the most emotionally sound, mentally sound person will break. I've even had it myself where I get enough, like, it's one of those things. It's like a death of 1,000 cuts. It's like no one particular comic gets you, but like over time it builds up, and then after a while you're just like it finally eats at you, and that's just for me as a small time person. Like, I can only imagine someone like on the level of celebrity that some of these other people are, where like you're an even bigger public figure with people having even more access to you. And I can just imagine the deluge of bullying and threats and things of that nature that it would take to eventually push somebody over the edge. Yeah, I don't think even the strongest person, I don't think could withstand that. And I think
like with Kelly Marie Tran, for instance, the fact that they bullied her to the point where she had to drop off social media, she had to go into therapy. They were horrible to her, these Star Wars fans,
and still are,
yeah, because sometimes small weenies make a small mind. See, and I get that. I get bothered by things, but then like I tend to, we're Sagittariuses. We do take things in. Sometimes we have our heart on our sleeve, but we have learned through age to smack that heart down and be like, my immediate response is, oh, wow, how are you still talking to me when your lips are pressed against my
Oh no, there have been multiple times like I like last night, like I tweeted something during like the afternoon and I forgot about it. I went on, moved on with my day, and apparently it ruffled some feathers on Twitter, and people were quote tweeting me and like talking shit about me. And I was like, first off, none of you follow me. None of you actually follow me. None of you have ever I do investigative reporting and this shit. I'm like, none of you have ever actually followed me before. You're not a supporter of mine because you clearly don't know anything about me. And they were trying to talk, and they were talking down to me as if I don't understand how fandoms and comic books work. I said, that's the first sign that lets me know you don't know who I am. Yeah. and like I would think about like these really ugly things to say to them, but a lot of times what I usually wind up doing is I usually just respond in such a way that lets you know that I don't give a shit. I'll give like a one sentence response. Like people will be like in a lot of these cases, they were writing paragraphs and like multiple tweets, tweeting to me, like, telling me how stupid I am and how I don't know anything and this, that, and the other. And I'll just send back one tweet and be like, well, ho's mad and going about my day. And that right there is usually
they don't like it
because like you got some like you like because here's the thing, at the end of the day, and what I always remind people is you probably spent your like this tweet that you're sending me, this comeback that you're throwing to me that you think you're gonna clap back at me and like you think is gonna break me. You probably spent like 20 to 30 minutes thinking about the perfect thing to own me. And I literally just gave you a flippant one sentence response that took me less than 10 seconds to put together and went on with my day because I'm not even thinking about you anymore past that point. And in all likely, a lot of times I don't even respond. I just hit block.
Yeah, I really the trolls that get really amusing responses from me are the ones that think they're hurting my feelings. So I have a medical condition, so I gain weight easily from something that helps me treat this condition. And so I gained weight, and I was talking about Charmed, and I guess this particular YouTuber didn't like something that I said. And he said, well, what do you know about Miss Piggy? And I said, have you seen Miss Piggy? Eyelashes on point, hair on point, clothes on point. You think I'm hot? Thank you.
Oh,
he
yeah.
So mad he unsubscribed.
Oh, yeah. No, I tell people, try again. Boy. Oh yeah, no, like you see, that's the thing. That's the other thing too. If you can take an insult and turn it into a compliment, easily. That's the other thing that pisses them off. Because I'm like, well, no, because like one guy tried to tell me, he was like, oh, well, you're just an idiot. You're just blah blah this, that, and the other. And nobody cares what you think. I said, clearly you do.
Yeah.
I was like, clearly. I was like, because I'm sitting over here laughing, and you're sitting here getting mad about some fucking make believe.
Yep.
I said, clearly you really take what I say to heart. And I said, you know what? I appreciate you for that. Now, if you really want my time, I'm going to need you to go hit up my Patreon. Here's the links. Go subscribe to the channel.
Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Oh, yeah, no, because now I'm like this. If you're a troll, you got to pay me for my time. I'm treating this shit like OnlyFans. I'm like, no, you're gonna pay me. Yeah, I'm like, look, we're gonna call it Only Trolls. Only Trolls. I'm starting it now. I'm gonna be like, nah, you're gonna have to pay me for my time. You want to talk shit to me? You got to pay me. Sorry.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean,
because my time is valuable, and I would rather give my time to people who actually support me and are. I'm not saying you have to be nice to me, but at least are respectful to me. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be a dick to you, like sight unseen, unless like you're a dick to me first. Yeah, like I don't think that that's the thing I think that kind of gets lost in translation a lot of times when people talk about how content creators interact with their fans is like, I don't think you have to believe everything I say. You don't have to think that I'm right about everything I say. You can disagree with me. That's perfectly fine, but be respectful about it, because I'm not going to be disrespectful to you. You know, don't come at me like, you know, like you're trying to like insult me and like purposefully hurt my feelings. Yeah, because to me, like, I don't do that to the content creators I follow. I don't go out of my way to be mean to them. If they say something I disagree with, I disagree and I move on with my day. I don't even say anything half the time. 99.9% of the time, any content creator I've ever disagreed with, I never say anything to them about it. I keep my fucking mouth shut because, you know what? In all honesty, I just don't care enough to say anything. And the people who typically disagree with you and are feel very strongly about it, they're usually the people who probably don't really follow you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Look, I look at the universe a lot differently daily. So now that I know that somebody spent, what was it, 200,000 and plus, probably a lot more on NFT art. I'm like, not the art, the record showing the process of the original art being created. Something they will never have in their lives, that if their computer crashes, it is instantly gone, and that you out 200,000, cyber currency or cryptocurrency. Then I realize the world I live in. So then I'm like, can I really get mad at Cray? No. You might just need help.
Wait, I just wait. This is actually something I thought was
This is my life, guys. This is how Ernie is with me on the phone, and I don't have the visual.
Dude, look, well, no, I'm laughing at Absolute Venom because he actually said something I say a lot. Like, he was talking about, he's like, he said this thing was the most important thing that happened in your life, but for me, it was Tuesday. and that's kind of how, like, honestly, that raw Julia M. Bison energy, I have it every fucking. Actually, a lot of people know this. There's 2 gifts that I keep on deck for responses at all times. I use them so much they always come up first. It was that quote from M. Bison and Blade, where he says some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. I keep those on deck. Those are usually responses I give people when I just don't feel like saying anything.
I mean,
and I move on with my day.
Not a problem. I just pull phrases out of my ass because I make them up as I go.
Yeah, it's like, here you go. Like
they heard me say on this channel a million times, if you have a problem with people being woke, keep your ass asleep because you can't talk when you're snoring. I mean, it's just what it is.
It is, yeah.
It is. Well, I don't understand the problem. Don't be woke. Stay asleep. Sleep is good for you.
Like, what I do, like, when I scroll through Twitter, if I see somebody say some shit I disagree with, I look at this is the reaction it gets. I go like, keep scrolling. I'm not gonna stop and waste like every now and again, like if it's somebody I personally know, like there's other content creators that I kind of know on a more personal level, I'll probably say something just to fuck with them. I'm not really being serious. Like some people, like they take me hyper seriously on Twitter, and I'm like, dude, this is just jokes. I got into an argument with one of Zack Snyder's personal friends about the Snyder Cut, and I think it took a while for her to realize that it's just banter. Is it like she knows it now, but like I was like, because I was like, why are you coming at my throat so hard for like me not liking this dumb movie? And then she revealed, she was like, oh, he's a personal friend of mine. I was like, oh, I said, so you got skin in the game, cool. I was like, look, I'm be real with you, do I hate the movie? Yeah, I fucking hate the movie. But do I hate it as much as I put on Twitter? No, not really. I honestly, I don't even think about the movie. I only say it because I know it pisses people off. I only talk shit about it because I know it'll piss somebody off. They'll get mad. They'll get in their feelings. They'll probably call me all kinds of bad names and all kinds of other stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm going to move on with my day. You helped my engagement. My analytics went up. And that's you were literally a metric. If you responded to me negatively and left me like a 10 tweet insult, you were literally just a metric at that point. And I moved on with my day.
Yeah, and I did not hate the movie. I hated elements like the 25-minute flash scene of him gently taking Iris out of the sky, fixing her hair, doing her makeup, putting her on the ground. I mean, there was no reason for that. So like there are a lot of elements that I had questions about. I didn't hate it, but I mean, we're adults. And so if you don't like you don't like Iron Man and MCU. I don't like Captain America. We have been friends for almost 14 years. I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to be like, let me tell you what this Blerd mother F said today on this phone.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, let's be real though. I mean, like, because at the end of the day, we're both adults and it's make believe.
It's they're just not.
It's not.
Why are you getting toxicity? Yeah. It's a thing. It is a thing. People and their feelings, and I understand some people, especially during COVID. It really is sad that a lot of these shows and these video games and these comics, it is your entire life. We would be hypocrites if we did not say that we don't make these reviews to get views on things that we like, which are what you like. Because I mean, it's ignorant to lie about it. No, we do it. No. We know it's going to get views, and even if it doesn't, we like it, so we review it.
Yeah, it's not a matter of like, I have to do it for this reason.
We understand, but we are not. I do not lose sleep. I do not lose sleep if one of my favorite characters does something off the cuff, and then somebody comes at me for complaining about it. And then they're like, but you don't understand. We need to dive deep into psychology of this moment in time. But we really don't. We really don't. They effed up. This was either a writing choice or no, it more than likely was a writing choice.
It was a writing choice. Yeah, it was a writing choice.
Let it go.
Well, like for me, like occasionally, people will see me mad. Sometimes it's real. A lot of times, I'm just being funny. I'm being funny because I know it's going to make somebody laugh. And if it entertains people, fine. But a lot of times, I'm not serious. I don't care.
I don't think I've ever seen you mad since I've known you.
No, I don't, because I don't. I legitimately don't get mad. I get mad about real shit.
I got mad about a real situation today.
Well, yeah, no. That, if it's something real, like something like, if it affects me personally, or if it affects me personally, or on an existential level, or on a financial level, then I'm gonna be upset. But if I don't have any skin in the game, like it's like I remember when Secret Empire came out, and Captain America was a Nazi, and everybody lost their shit. I was like, I don't care.
But it's like just a story version of the character. Well, I don't understand. This has happened a million times throughout comic history.
Well, and at the end of the day, you know what it is? It's fucking make believe. It's not real life.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I'm not gonna go. I mean, will I? Do I like it? Do I think it's stupid? Do I think it's smart? Do I think it's bad? Do I think it's good? Yeah, I'll have an opinion on it. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and let it be like the thing that I think about day in and day out. I'm gonna take
time. We got 50 other things to be nerdy about.
Yeah, right. I was like,
I'd be mad.
Right? I'm like,
in my charm reviews, I will get irritated with the writing. I don't like, I'll say, why did they write Mel this way? Why did they do this? My problem is, like, I know Ernie's kind of behind in Charmed, but he knows of Charmed. My problem is if a writer makes fun of something that's serious, like somebody threatening to harm themselves or trying to harm themselves, and they brush it off like suicide is not a big deal. To this day, I do not understand this concept, and it has happened twice in the latest season of Charmed, and that stuff bothers me. I don't care who's screwing who. I don't care about all of that stuff. It's just, yes, it's great entertainment. When we watch the episode, we enjoy it, but I'm not going to get mad about it. I get mad about the things that are like, that affect people, the people that watch these shows. And basically making fun of mental health or self-harm is problematic.
No, I disagree with that type of behavior. Don't do that. Don't minimize it.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that has been going on in recent memory, the people who have taken their lives due to like being in situations very similar to what are being depicted. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a bad look. Yeah. It's a bad look for everybody.
It's bad. It's bad. We got 3 minutes left. We're almost at 2 hours. Look, Ernie. See, Ernie was my champion today because he jumped on this stream like a hero because I had another guest plan and something happened. And so I needed somebody. I needed another Blerd. You know, the most important Blerd in my life came to my rescue. So happy. And what I love about doing any streams or projects with Ernie is that we actually talk like we talk on the phone. So these are literally conversations.
Yeah, we're just not. if there were no cameras on, we literally would have been talking the same things would have came up, the same stuff we would have talked about. Like really, I think the only thing that changed is that other people could, are
listening. I almost feel like we're on the phone. Yeah. On Discord. And then everybody just listen. I need to get you and Carter on here one time because Carter and Ernie are my comedy duo. Because me and Blerd, we are Sagittariuses, so we have similar natures. But when I see them interact with Carter, that's a 2-man show.
Well, I was about to say the last episode, everybody got to see me and Carter have like a very like open disagreement. But the thing is, after it was over, what we said was going to happen literally happened. When the cameras cut off, because we both said, look, we were like, look, we disagree about this one thing.
What was it? I missed it.
We were talking about the Black Widow movie and how Black Widow has been handled in the MCU for better or worse, whatever. And he felt that Black Widow, that he said he didn't care about the Black Widow movie because Marvel hasn't done enough to make him care about it, and it's too little too late, so on and so forth. And I said, well, the movie is supposed to actually kind of flesh her out a little bit more and maybe set up some things that are going on down the road. And she technically has had a story arc, a running story arc throughout the MCU. It's just that it's been sprinkled out across multiple different movies, kind of like what they're doing with the Hulk. And we disagreed, but at the end of the day, what we said was going to happen after the show happened. We literally cut the cameras off, turned on a video game, and started playing a video game together and moved on with our day like nothing had ever happened. And that is how adults in Discord.
So I know that this is a true thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, we knew that even though we disagreed on this one point, it doesn't mean that we hate each other. Doesn't mean that we're not friends anymore. Doesn't mean that, we're not going to talk to each other anymore. Doesn't mean that Carter's never going to be on the show again. No, it is what it is. We disagreed about something and we were adults about it. Because at the end of it, we were just like, well, you feel this way. I feel this way. You have very good reasons for feeling the way you do. I have very good reasons to feel the way I do. And we just have to agree to disagree and be fucking adults about it. Like, we don't have to, like, that's why I always tell people, like, I don't have to agree with everybody on everything to be friends with them. Like, or for us to get along. That's not how being an adult works. Not everybody is going to agree with you on everything that you think is right or wrong. Now, if it comes down to some like we disagree on some stuff that's like something that affects our livelihoods, or
something that starts with a T and ends in a P.
Like if it's that, then okay. Now there's some grounds to talk about whether or not we can be friends. But if it's about some fucking make-believe bullshit or some fucking video games, some science fiction, some stuff that just ain't real and doesn't affect us on a real world level in any way, shape, form, or fashion, then I say we can still be friends. I love if someone came to me right now and said, I hate Kamen Rider, I would look at you and be like, it ain't for everybody. And I would go on with my day.
And then follow up with, who hurt you?
Look, I'll cut on Kamen Rider immediately after and watch 50 episodes straight and just be like,
I mean, I'm in my Kamen Rider Saber feelings right now because I effing love it. I love it. River got the Red Dragon book coming because River.
Oh,
I got River in the Kamen Rider. That's marriage, man. Marriage. When you get your in the Kamen Rider and
love
Super Sentai. I have my baby watching Live Man and Jetman.
Hey, look, just saying. Look, if if you can, when you can get your spouse, your family, and everybody into it, you've done your job. You've done your job. That's it.
Yep. And I mean, that's all I'm going to say. But okay, I know Ernie has been talking, and we are talkers, but he has his baby girl, and it is now 6:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I know you need to go feed baby girl. I'm looking out. Tell her I'm looking out for her. I got it.
I will let her know. Oh, Absolute Venom had a question for you, by the way.
Absolute Venom. Sorry. Well, pop in there. I'm going to go get a commission done for Blerd Co. Maria, what superhero are you trying to be? Ooh. Lady Shiva, come on now. There's no world.
I could have answered it for you. I could have answered it for you. I already knew, but I was like, I'll let you handle it.
Like, if it's DC, it's Lady Shiva. If it's Marvel, it's Quanon. I mean, it's just what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. So you pick your poison. Pick your poison. Because I know I'm half black, but I can't do it because I'm yellow. And I'm not trying to be accused of blackface. You got to understand. Now, I am 10% Asian. That's not a lot of Asian, but I'm also married to an Asian, and I have a half Asian daughter, so I'm in the club. So I feel like I got a little bit more. Even though I am half black and I claim all of my African nations, I will pop up that 23andMe tomorrow. But we know that Wakanda did not bless me. Except when I saw Io and I was having special feelings, that was a blessing, but that was a whole other conversation. But Lady Shiva or Quanon, my girls. All right, I love you guys. And Ernie loves you guys. And make sure I did put I'm sure you're all subscribed, but if not, I did pop Ernie's channel down in the description. So please subscribe and like and hit that notification bell and make sure you hit all, because when you don't hit all, then you only get some and then you miss all the cool shit. So make sure you select all.
This is true because YouTube changes it like every month.
It really does. Like, we thought you recommended that video. Psych. But yeah, so make sure to check it out. And then of course he will have his Blerd Cave tomorrow, which I might actually make tomorrow because I only have one video to do. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, pull on up.
But yes, I did read your comments, Madness. There were just a lot of them. Pop all the if we missed something, please put it below, because the top chat will disappear. So make sure you post everything you want me to answer below. But he's got to go feed his baby girl. So I will talk to you guys later and have a good day. Bye.
Peace.